How much you'll have if you start saving $5,500 a year starting at 25. A friend recently texted me that she had spent her entire weekend obsessing over money. I thought about quickly tossing back some of the strategies I've been lucky enough to absorb as a personal finance reporter at CNBC. Yet I felt that if I began by rattling off those tips, I'd fail to address the heart of her concern, that she doesn't know what she wants to be financially preparing for. That seemed like it makes sense that a lot of young people can't easily imagine where they're headed. A Forbes article there. The goals of previous generations are not necessarily those of millennials. 25% of millennials don't plan on marrying, and 30% don't count on having a child, to TD Ameritrade's 2018. In addition to cultural changes, the economic climate has blown away milestones for many young people. As wages have, nearly 30% of millennials don't expect to retire, and a quarter say they'll never buy a house, the TD research found. When an individual's life trajectory is a question mark, it can be harder for her to plan for it, said a researcher at the Stanford University's Lifespan Development Laboratory. Raposo and other Stanford researchers are using virtual reality technology to show people their aging avatars, in the hopes that they develop empathy for their 70 or 80-year-old self. People. So what does it mean to strive to be financially set, as my friend wants to be, in the face of uncertainty? Focus on what doesn't change, said Chief Financial Analyst at personal finance website Bankrate.com. There. McBride defines those basics as the following. It's totally normal not to have clearly defined long-term goals, said a certified financial planner and founder of Life Planning Partners in Jacksonville, Florida. When her clients are unsure of where they see themselves in 20 or 30 years, she said she focuses on their near-term aspirations. That might be paying, it can be helpful to those goals. And the most important reason for saving, McClanahan said, should be on everyone's list. What? It can take a lot of time to be able to answer that question in the affirmative. That's why the important. Here's a quick example of why that is. If you invested time. For young people who don't know exactly what they're saving for, that is likely the best place to park your money, McClanahan said. Even though a Roth IRA, it can be anxiety-producing to sacrifice your quality of life now for the future, but it'll be really encouraging. You can up your chances of being prepared for whatever lies ahead by nailing down healthy routines now, said a CFP and personal finance columnist at NerdWallet. According to NerdWallet, the first steps to financial security involve taking full advantage of any retirement plan you have at work and aggressively paying down any credit card debt. Once you've checked those boxes, gradually turn up your savings. You can also ponder the deeper questions, Weston said, but don't let them delay you. More from Invest in You.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.